Welcome back to The Machine, the section of the Grace Commission Ministry, where we try to grow in our comprehension of God's holiness and our conduct with one another. One day I was reaching out to a friend and he had all these moral complaints against Christianity. After a little while, I had to just stop him and tell him, we don't need to keep going on about this because by what you're claiming, I can tell you don't have any idea who Jesus is in history. So then he asked me, if I look in the history books, what am I going to find? I told him, you're going to find that Jesus is your advocate. He taught how to confront social injustice and quote unquote, the gatekeepers of salvation. Through the power of his teachings, through the power of his charisma, was able to start a movement on behalf of the poor, the weak, the dispossessed, the marginalized, and women especially. He started a movement that was seen as such a threat to the most powerful empire the world had ever known that he was hunted down like a bandit, like a criminal, arrested, tortured, and executed. Jesus was a Jew. He preached Judaism to other Jews. He launched a popular, apocalyptic, messianic movement predicated on the kingdom of God. He was arrested for the crime of sedition. We know everything about the world in which he lived in first century Palestine, which has been exhaustively documented. Documentation was a skill of the Romans. We have many people who documented Jesus. Publius Cornelius Tacitus, Gaius, Suetonius, Tranquillus, Titus Flavius Josephus, Gaius Plinius, Cecilius, Secundus, Emperor Trajan, Emperor Hadrian, Lucian of Samosata, Mara, Bar, Serapion. These are all folks in history who documented Jesus. Jesus spoke to a very specific audience in history. Jesus addressed very specific social ills in history. Jesus was in confrontation with very specific religious and political leaders in history. He was in confrontation with the high priest of the temple, which was the living dwelling place of the Spirit of God. He was in confrontation with the Roman governor. He was in confrontation with the Herodian elite. He was in confrontation with the Hellenistic Jews who combined Jewish tradition with Greek culture. And he was in confrontation with the complete Roman occupation who controlled the temple, the economy because of the relationship they had with the Herodian elite, the social aspect of life surrounding the Jews, and the cultural aspect of life surrounding the Jews. You see, they all saw it in history. In fact, he even speaks about it in John chapter 15, verse 23. If I had not done among them the works that no one else did, they would not be guilty of sin. But now they have seen and hated both me and my Father. But this is to fulfill what is written. So, as you're reaching out, what you have to convey to your family, friends, and neighbors is that they've seen what he's done and are without excuse. and now have to ask themselves, what are they going to choose? If you don't verbally articulate any of this, then you're just hanging out.